What's up, people? Welcome to the GSC Podcast. I'm your host, Lauchi, and Janny has fucking dropped! Get out of my life! What are you doing?
Right, there's your intro.
What's up, people? Welcome to the GSC Podcast. I'm your host, Lauchi. This is the fourth attempt trying to get this intro down because people keep dropping off Skype. Anyway, I'm joined by Johnny.
Hey.
Jamie C.
Hello.
And Janny Spagnoli.
Hello.
Do you like it when I use your full name, Janny?
Yeah.
All right, we'll start as we always do with what we've been playing / doing this week. And Johnny, you can go first.
Just been playing Tales of Exilia.
Is that literally it? Because that's all I've been doing as well.
That's literally all I've been playing.
How far into it are you?
So I've just got Elise. She's not actually in my party, but she's sort of with me.
Met her and she's tagging around in Hamil, yeah, that village.
Yeah, in Hamil. Yeah, we're just going to the seaport. I've just got to the seaport actually. Just saved it there.
How are you finding it so far, man?
Really enjoying it. Really enjoying it. The combat is so much fun, man.
Is this the first Tales game that you've properly played through?
No, I played through Tales of Symphonia, but obviously they always add new combat gimmicks and stuff, and the linking thing is genius. I love how they link together and sort of attack one enemy together, and they cover you from, if monsters trying to get back attack on you.
Have you only teamed up with Mila at the moment?
Well, no, because I've actually started the game as Mila, and
cool.
And I always control Mila. I thought I'd do the opposite to what you've done.
Okay, cool.
So I'm for mostly magic and stuff like that with Mila.
Okay. And are you only teaming up with Jude though?
Well, no, I've maxed out. You get the titles.
Yeah.
Anyway, I've just got the title for Mila and Jude sort of pairing together.
Yeah.
So now I'm doing it with Alvin. So now it's Mila and Alvin together linked. I want to get them to have the title of them together.
I think we can both agree that Alvin is the best character in that game, right?
Really, really like Alvin. Yeah.
What a cool guy.
Yeah, I found the script very good so far. It could so easily be cheesy or hammy, but it just veers off. It doesn't. It's pretty nice. It's quite, it flows very well. It's translated well. And the voice acting's good.
It is, man. I've noticed that there's kind of less comedy in this Tales game than most of them. Less slapstick, which I kind of like a bit of slapstick in my Tales, but this is a nice change of pace, I think.
Yeah, it's first of all, I thought Mila's voice didn't suit the character model, because when you see her, you just see what a proper. If you watch Japanese anime, she's like the ditz a little bit, but they voiced her completely different. She's kind of an older, stronger female voice.
Which kind of makes sense considering that she's the Lord of Spirits in human form.
Yeah. At first, I was like, "Whoa, that's a bit different," but no, it works. And Alvin's voice, his voice actor's really good. And Alvin's just funny.
Have you been doing side quests and stuff?
Every single side quest, yeah.
I've been doing them all because they unlock attachments for your characters.
Yes.
Every single side quest you do, you get a new attachment.
Yeah, I haven't found the aviators. Is that later on?
You need to find the aviators and you need to stick them on Alvin, man, because that is the way to roll.
Yeah, I've got the embed head on Jude.
Just to give a little extra couple of spikes out of the hair.
Exactly, and I've got the pet dragon on Mila, and I've also given Mila the Alpheus because it looks pretty good on her.
Yeah, same here. I gave Mila Alpheus. Dude, if I could high-five you through Skype, I would, man.
Nice.
I gave her Alpheus because she's got the whole, magical being thing going on.
Exactly.
So where I am, I've got these little demon horns on Jude and, a little devil tail, so he looks like a demon. And I gave Mila a halo, so they're they're opposites. So I love it so much, man.
Yeah, it's really good. So how far are you? I guess you're talking about it on your bit.
Far in, I think.
What level
I
are you?
literally did nothing but play it over the weekend.
Ah, jealous.
So from our last recording, right, I was off the Friday.
Yeah.
And then I was off Saturday, so that's 2 days where I played it all day. Last night I didn't really play it, and I haven't really played it today. But I know I'm going to get back on it probably tomorrow. So
yeah, do you know what character levels you are? Or?
Level 40 something.
Oh, yeah, see, I think just coming to level 20. So
it's really good, man. I've been really enjoying it. still don't think it's as good as
Vesperia?
Tales of Grace's F, man.
Oh, okay. What, just the combat, or you mean the story as well?
I like
Everything.
the characters more in Grace's F as well, man. And
Really?
I was searching it up, and that's not a very popular thought, man. People are saying that the characters and story are better in Exilia.
Yeah, I'm really digging Exilia, but I never played Grace's F, so...
The only character that I really like and that's like really memorable in that game so far is Alvin, to me.
Yeah, Alvin's really cool.
Jude is pretty forgettable. He's pretty much just doing his
Yeah,
thing.
standard, yeah.
Mila's okay, and the other characters are sort of so-so, man. But Alvin is awesome, so Alvin easily carries the game.
Yeah, Alvin's cool.
But I don't know. I'm enjoying it, man. Is that pretty much the only thing you've done this week?
Pretty much, yeah. That's me done.
Awesome, man. Jamie, what have you been up to, dude?
I've been crying in a corner because I dropped my mobile phone this week.
What did you actually
Is it-
like? Is it
broken?
It's the most important thing in my life this week. I have had a mobile phone for about 15 years now. It's the first time I've ever done this. It's disgusting. Sorry, I've
What
been
happened to
really.
it?
The screen is fucked, basically.
How fucked? Like cracked or like just like artifacted or?
Like if I touch it, I can get cuts from the glass, sort of.
Oh, no.
It's
When did
completely
you
spiderwebbed.
upgrade?
I've had it about 2 months. There you go.
Ooh, is it insured?
Oh no, of course not. That would be too clever of me, wouldn't it?
How did you drop it? What happened?
Just taking it out of my pocket, changing some music, putting it
Oh,
back,
it-
no. Do you have
Is
a
it full of
case on
concrete?
it?
watching it slow-mo to the floor at work. Never mind.
That sucks, man. Do you
Never
not?
mind.
My body has like uncontrollable reactions when that happens. I drop my phone all the time, right? But I always kick it. Every single
That's what I was
time
going to say.
kick it.
Normally, my foot comes out to take some of the damage
Yeah,
for it,
exactly.
but this time I just wasn't responsive at all.
I guess I've been really lucky because I've got this really hardcore case, right? Which is like an outer shell with like a really impact resistant rubber inner shell. So it's like a 2-layer case,
Yeah.
right? And it's been fine up until this point. But the other week I dropped it and the case shattered at the back. But the phone is still fine. So I'm holding out, man. I can upgrade at any time. But I don't know.
I'm
It's
getting my
okay, man.
S4 this Saturday, guys.
Awesome.
Yeah,
So
good for
excited.
you. I hope you fucking drop it. I'm joking.
I'm
I
still
don't
torn,
really.
man.
But yeah, right. Were you going to start talking about your own mobile phone decisions to make, Ben, then?
Yeah.
No,
Sorry.
do it on yours. Fuck off. Right. Anyway, on to the gaming, shall I?
Yeah.
Go on then.
After last week's recording, I mentioned that Art Academy was coming out for the Wii U that day.
Yep.
So literally, as we were finishing up the last podcast, admittedly still recording it, I was putting in my card details to purchase it
Nice.
over the Wii U. So I've just been playing that a lot, really.
Awesome, man. How is
I've,
it? Because I love the DS version.
I think it's the most responsive in terms of a video game version of, representing art itself. It's better than the DS versions. It's better than all of that U-Draw stuff as well.
Yeah, well, U-Draw was crap, man. Like, Art Academy was the first time that one of these video game type things felt like it had got it right.
I mean, this version was only like £3.59 or something, and it's more of a teaser. It's more of like the prologue Gran Turismo thing than anything else, because they're going to release a full version at retail soon.
Well, to be honest, as long as it has that pencil tool and you can just scribble, then it's perfect.
Well, I don't need any more than this. That's it. It's got the pencils. It's got some of the the pastels and the charcoals and stuff. So I don't really need any more than that. That'll do me. I put a Ren and Stimpy post up the first night it was out, and I've got I think I've got 43 years on it or something.
I'm not surprised, man. You're good at that stuff, man.
Yeah, until I saw that and I thought, yeah, that's good. And admittedly, mine was among the highest rated posts. And then I saw this picture of Samus, and it was just fucking beyond good. When you used to get Forza and you think your car looked amazing until you went online and saw those posts on there, and you're just like,
Can you
what
snap
else?
a pic of it? Or retweet it or something? I want to see it.
Yeah, I'll post it later. Yeah, it's just you see what these people can fucking do, and then you're like, maybe I'm not so good after all.
No, these people take a lot of time, man, and they make sure they erase any mistakes and stuff like that. If you sat and you drew a picture for a good few hours, yeah, I'm sure you could achieve that, man. It's seriously with digital inputs, especially you can correct every single mistake, and like you can build up different layers and stuff. You could easily do it yourself, man. Don't put yourself down. I know that you're talented.
You're the best. I'll have another go.
Around!
Yeah, I'll keep going. Other than that, though, the Wonderful 101 demo came out as well.
How is that game?
It's got. It already had my money. It already had my money.
Oh, okay.
And now it's
But-
just like it's just falling out of me. My money's just falling out of me waiting for this game. I
Okay,
can't
good.
wait.
It's positive.
I turned to little one and I was like, right, do you want to have a look at this game? And he was like, okay, what is it then? I was like, it's basically Pikmin meets Power Rangers. And he's just like, go on then, I'm sold. Let's do
He
this.
just blew his shit, did he?
He just flipped it.
Yeah, I thought so. Awesome.
All right,
Yeah.
what's the general premise, man? How does gameplay work?
The idea is that there are multiple leader choices. So you've got, like saying about the Power Rangers reference, there are like they're color based. So there'll be Wonder Red, Wonder Blue, and so on, and they'll all have a different weapon that they specialize in. So Wonder Red has the big hand, and Wonder Blue has the sword, and Green is the gun, and so on. And depending on who you've got set as the leader at the time, you have them in control with that weapon. And you've got your gamepad, and you can either draw the shape onto the screen, or you can just use the right analog stick to make out the shape. And then the combat with that can expand even further, because once you've drawn that shape, you either press one button to make yourself control it, or you press the other button to make it so that that's your backup, and then they go off and use that attack. So you kind of split yourself off into groups.
That's pretty awesome.
As you go along, you recruit more temporary citizen heroes as well. So I saved a policeman and a couple of people from a gas tank explosion, and then they will put their little eye masks on and all just joined me until you get up to your group of 100. It's brilliant, because the idea is that there are 100 heroes dotted around the world, and you go and find them. But while you don't have that many, you can recruit citizens anyway.
I've just got this image in my head of like little chibi anime character policeman like thanking you and then whipping out some like spiky shades and just putting them on and joining. That's so cool, man.
Pretty much how it works. But it's all fast paced, and it's exactly what you expect from Platinum Games.
Awesome, man.
Yeah, do it.
It's cool.
Well, you guys will have to come around to me, because I'm one of the only 5,000 people in the world with a Wii U. So
I'll
do
come around.
this.
Yeah, it definitely sounds interesting.
yeah.
Well, like I said, I've not given up on the Wii U, man. As soon as there's like a decent array of games for me to buy for it, I'll buy one, because I want to play what Nintendo put out. So
Yeah, I really hope they can do what they've done with the 3DS. It started really, pretty poorly. Nothing came out, but now the 3DS is like the strongest thing going at the moment. So if they can
Yeah.
get that momentum with the Wii U, I'll be
Yeah.
getting it. Yeah.
But we're gonna end up sounding like a broken record, so I'll stop talking about the Wii U.
cool.
Yeah, because every week it's just like, no, I'm waiting for a lineup. I'm waiting for a back
Yeah.
catalogue of games, and let's see what
True.
we can do.
Maybe Nintendo should fucking listen to us then.
No, I didn't know what to say. Like he knows there's a games drought on the Wii U.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, he
that's all
did.
he
He
said.
came out and said that. So respect.
That was this week.
Mark.
That's news. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Done.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know. Do you want anything else out of me?
Maybe
Um,
if you've got other things to say. I'm not pushed for time, so don't worry. It's all
Go
good.
on. I just got back from the cinema. How's that?
That's good. What did you go see?
This would be Percy Jackson and the Sea of Monsters.
How shit?
Ah.
Did you say how shit was it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Here's the thing. Right. I gave my little boy the choice. Do you want to see planes, or do you want to see something else? And that was pretty much how I said it, because I wanted to see planes. And he
Thanks.
came out with, no, I want to see Percy Jackson. I thought, no.
Good lad.
But he'd seen the first one already,
I've
and
seen the first one.
so I had to quickly rent that yesterday with him.
Yeah.
His little Sean Bean cameo in there. But no, it was actually enjoyable. I'm not joking now. Like, as far as these like films aimed at the young teenage market go, like really it's probably aimed at 8 to 13-year-old boys, but he's a little off that, but that's not a problem. But it worked, and the way they used the Greek mythology, I thought would be quite shoddy, but it worked really well. And there's a scene where they're fighting a giant Kronos at the end, and it's just like a thing out of Shadow of the Colossus.
Really?
Yeah.
Does it play out well? Because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't seen the first film, right? But I work with a girl who reads the books, and she fucking detests it, right? Because apparently they've ruined everything. But everyone who's a massive fan of books says that about films, man. It just looked to me like a bit of a Harry Potter ripoff.
They like to say Half-Blood a lot, which really puts me off because that just sounds like a Harry Potter thing. But
Well,
no,
they go to like a magical school thing, right?
it's
Yeah.
a special camp that keeps them safe and stuff. I'm not defending the film at all. I'm just saying it was worth a go. You know,
Is it worth a watch? Do you reckon I'd like it? Because I like some weird stuff. Remember?
I'm gonna sound like, again, talking about broken record. I said this recently about something else. Nathan Fillion's in it. There you go. It's worth watching just because of that.
Okay. Well, I probably will watch it then if Fillion's in it. Just
The
because
first
I
one's
love that
okay.
man.
The second one's a big improvement. Like I say, it plays on the Greek mythology stuff really well. Yeah.
All right, cool. Janny, what have you been up to this week, dude?
Not a great deal, apart from been playing a bit of Infamous 2 again. Picked it up.
Sorry for spoiling the ending of that game.
So I kind of forgot what you said anyway.
That's all good then. How are you finding it, man?
Incredibly frustrating. I find, and I think this was a problem I had, why I didn't love Arkham City as well, was that when you're going around the city, you just constantly have to stop and have a battle. So, yeah, I don't know. It's one of the biggest things that's really pissing me off about the game.
You can just avoid people, right?
Yeah, but it's quite easy to get bogged down though, especially when you've just started a new part of the city and you have to go around what's it called? You basically cleanse the area.
Yeah.
Right. But since I've done that, I've actually spent a lot of time doing that. It's actually a lot more enjoyable because you're not constantly worrying about, if you're standing in one place, are you going to get mobbed or something. But yeah, no, storyline and everything is great. I mean, all the new power-ups in comparison to the first one. I mean, Jay, you really enjoyed Infamous 2 when you played it, didn't you? It was one of your favourites, wasn't it?
I still prefer the first one, I think, but they are a great game series, and it's my most anticipated game for next gen right now, the Second Son. But no, I loved it. The second one's great. Works well.
Yeah, no, it's good game series, and yeah, looking forward to the next one. But that's pretty much it. I've actually realised I've done nothing gaming or film-wise at all in the past week.
That's cool, man. No worries. I'd love to say something interesting now, but all I did was play Exilia, and I've already spoke about it with Johnny. I played some more Disgaea. That was fun.
Nice.
I'm thinking of upgrading my phone. Now, I am still kind of torn, right? Between going for the Samsung Galaxy S4, which I'd have to pay £100 for the handset, and the line rental and stuff would be exactly the same as I'm paying for my S2 right now. Or I could just go for the S3, and then the handset would be free, and it would be half the price monthly. So I don't know how much better the S4 is than the S3. Johnny, basically, I want you to convince me to get the S4, man.
Well, the S4 is awesome. But I mean, obviously, Dio has the S3, and her phone is very nice. Like, you're not going to make a bad decision going with the S3, but the S4 obviously has all the extra stuff on it, and faster processor and better camera.
Yeah, when it gets down to it, I know I'm going to pick the S4, man.
Yeah, I mean, because don't forget, this is your phone for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
So you want to make sure you get the best one now, because it is going to be outdated, and you just want to make sure that it's fast and shit.
Okay.
Get the S4, man.
I probably will, to be honest. Well, that's pretty much all I've got to say. I've been really boring for the last week.
Yeah.
Just literally playing Exilia and stuff.
Me too.
I sorted out a new recording setup for myself, right?
Right.
So
really?
I jerry-rigged a laundry rack into a mic stand, right? My room is a bit packed now, to be honest, with that as well. But it means that it's going to be a lot easier for me to record audio for like let's plays and stuff like that.
Awesome.
So look for something in that realm to be coming very soon, to be honest.
Very good to see.
Yeah, I was thinking of doing maybe a Dragon Age Origins let's play, because Dragon Age Inquisition is coming soon.
I have a request.
What? Yeah, go for it.
I request that you said you're going to get on XCOM Bureau. I'd like to see a let's play for that.
Yeah, if I buy it, I'll be happy to do a let's play of that. That's not a problem, man. I still haven't decided whether it's actually going to get bought yet, but there's a good chance it will, let's be honest. With the Dragon Age one, I was thinking of maybe just talking over combat and then speaking the character lines. So then,
Cool.
like, rather than it just being selecting an option, I'll say what the character is saying. Then it might sound more like a conversation. It could be fucking dreadful. If it's dreadful, you'll never see it. But hopefully it'll be good and you'll see it soon.
Nice.
It'd be worthy of the Nate Gaming page.
Shout out to Nate. His new intro is actually pretty cool. I was out.
Bless him. I said last week I wouldn't give him a message or anything, but I'm joking. Hello, Nate.
No, he made himself a new intro, and I'm kind of jealous, man. I want to make an intro for our videos as well, so I'm gonna bug him and see what programs he used to put that together, and then try and make a better one.
Sweet.
Okay, the battle of Gold versus Plus. So we're talking Xbox Live Gold, PlayStation Plus.
Then
It's going to be a big talking point going forwards now that they're both paid services for multiplayer and stuff. So let's talk about the pros and cons of each at the moment.
Look at current gen first of all. Then you've got the Xbox Live Gold subscription running at the $39.99 for the year, and only just now have they introduced this idea that you'll get a couple of free games a month. But those games have been things like Halo 3 and Assassin's Creed 2.
Very
I
old
think Crackdown
games.
is coming now.
Yeah.
Are you talking about games that are way out of circulation and that you could pick up pre-owned for $2.99, right?
Yep.
It's always been required to play with Gold to play online and message your friends and so on, whereas the PlayStation Plus was almost like an extra service and it didn't affect playing online.
Yep.
Like you could just play online without it. Going forward, that's different, isn't it? PlayStation Plus is going to be required to play online.
With the PlayStation 4, yeah.
Yeah, with PlayStation 4. But the real difference now then is looking at recording options and streaming.
Okay.
So something that's probably going to come handy for us guys. We're going to be looking at using PlayStation Plus. We've got PlayStation Plus now, so it's just going to carry over anyway. But for potential new buyers then, who would maybe look at the new console as a way of extending their Let's Plays that they do on PC, maybe moving over into a console market, is this another selling point?
The thing, I don't think people that do Let's Plays and stuff now aren't going to use the PlayStation for that. Like the recording options on the PlayStation 4 and the Xbox One, they're not going to replace the recording options you see now, just because I feel like they're going to be more restrictive. Like a lot of people like to monetize their content, and I seriously doubt that will be possible through the Xbox One and PlayStation 4. It will be nice to record certain things and send them to friends, though. That would be nice.
Yeah, so it's going to be an inferior service in a sense, isn't it? So it's not.
I wouldn't want to use the word inferior because I believe it will serve its purpose really well.
Yeah, it's
but
purpose.
its purpose won't be sort of.
It'll serve your
Let's Plays and
purpose.
stuff, I don't think.
Oh, nice.
Nice. Sorry.
But gold membership is required for DVR, right?
Yeah, read the script before we start recording, yeah?
Yeah, all right. I'm reading it off of there now.
Right? So
I'd like to say notes, man, not script. Come on, let's be honest. But PlayStation Plus is not required to stream or record. So how long is it before Microsoft changes that?
Well,
Tomorrow?
the way things are going that we'll be moving on to next, you'll see that they are making a lot of revisions in their services. Or
It's crazy. They're
It's
backlit more than Power Rangers. It's
that
crazy.
they're serving. They've got what, sorry?
They're backlit more than Power Rangers.
Oh my.
If they carry on like this, they're going to start calling it the Xbox 4. I mean,
I don't think it's a bad thing, man. People need to leave them alone. Oh, look at them backstepping. They're making their console better. Why are you complaining? Like,
because I'm not buying one anyway.
every single thing that they announce, right, is just improving their stance. Like, it's making it more and more tempting for me. I was already set on buying one. As soon as they did their first change on their policies, I was like, okay, well, I'm going to buy one now. But now it's just getting better and better. Like, everything that they're doing is just improving it, man.
But
they just need
I wouldn't say it's getting better and better. I'd say it's getting to more of what people were expecting in the first place. That, you know, it's still a substandard where it's at the moment.
Really? I wouldn't say so, man. I'd say it's pretty much on par with PS4 now.
But there's still like a catch up.
There's only little things that differentiate them now. They're pretty much on par, I'd say, at this point.
Yeah, they've completely removed any like reason not to get one now, haven't they? Like, especially with now that they've announced that the Kinect is no longer required to be plugged in. That's for me, like, oh, okay, but it won't be a problem for me to get an Xbox One now because the stuff that I didn't want or didn't like, they've sort of removed it or changed it.
But why then is it? Then why? I mean, you could always say that the reason why the Xbox is more expensive is because it needs to connect and blah blah. But now it doesn't need it.
Well, no. I think it still needs to connect. I mean, they're still packaged in. Like you can't buy an Xbox One without a Kinect.
Yeah,
but they're just giving you an option to go into settings and turn the Kinect off for games that don't need it.
Yeah, but basically you buy them together, but they don't have to be plugged in all the time anymore. Whereas before, the Kinect would have to be plugged in the entire time. Now you can unplug it and just use the Xbox One without it, which is a massive bonus.
But that's not. But in fact, that's even worse than that. That means you're forcing everyone to pay more for something that they don't even want to use.
Well, no, because obviously their idea is that everyone has a Kinect, so in their games, everyone can have Kinect features in their games.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, but it comes back to the idea that you see these developers not wanting to. Yeah, because there's going to be calls for them not to make Kinect games again if you take that away, or you make it optional.
If every single person has a Kinect, then there's no reason that developers can't make games purely for Kinect. Whereas before, only a few people, well, I say a few people, probably a good few million, but out of the like 70 million strong Xbox 360 like base, that was nothing. So there was substandard sales. With Xbox One, because everyone's going to have one, you're going to see better quality titles coming out for it.
I'm still not convinced. And to be honest, I still feel a bit it's a bit of a piss take that the public are having to pay for the developers to encourage the developers to make more Kinect games. So to me, it's not really making a lot of sense.
I see what they're trying to do. I think I get I get their point. It's like the PlayStation with their iToy, like with the PS4, the iToy can see sort of your controller. Like that was going to be sort of mandatory, I think. But now that they've chosen to take out the camera, and we're going to see a lot less games take use of the light on the PS4 controller now. I guarantee it, because they're going to, like, what's the point?
Not everyone has one, so what's the point of putting that feature in? Exactly, yeah. So I think you're going to see some cool stuff with the Kinect this generation, man. More so than last generation, where, like, it was pretty much just a concept of this Kinect,
Do you know what? I see Kinect Kinect to gaming as 3D to films. It's a good idea, but it's never really ever going to take off. And
that's kind of a flawed analogy, though, right? Because you're talking about you'd have to go and buy a 3D TV to get the 3D effect, right? But
not necessarily. Most TVs nowadays come with 3D ready. You're getting more and more TV 3D ready. So just say out of the box, your TV, say a little bit of a premium, the same as the Xbox with your PS4, right? But when was the last time you watched a 3D film at home?
Well, I don't own a 3D TV, so
never.
But what I'm saying is, if
you look at cinema, then what you essentially need though is more than one Avatar to come along, because Avatar looked like it was going to be the big thing in 3D at cinema, and then in that year you had Avatar, you had Alice in Wonderland, and you had How to Train Your Dragon. And they ended up being three of the biggest grossing films of the year, whereas the Avatar still is one of the biggest ones of all time. And they all used the 3D, and it was that drove it. But since then, it's just died on its ass. So you'd need more than that. You'd need a continuation with strong product, better than that.
That's exactly the thing. Like, the reason I was arguing that it would be different is if my TV did have 3D capability, I would be watching 3D films, I think. Like, and a lot of people probably would as well. And because it's not a paid upgrade that I have to make, I'm not going to do it. But if my TV had come with 3D when I bought it, I would be watching 3D content now, which is why, like, the Xbox, if it didn't come with Kinect, I wouldn't buy Kinect, and a lot of people probably wouldn't buy Kinect. But because it does come with Kinect, a lot of people are going to use Kinect. I think it's going to grow on them, and you're going to see some better stuff, man.
Yeah, but going back to, Superman was a film where we all came out and said, what was the point in the 3D, right? there are since Avatar and that year of films, we've seen less and less films actually use 3D to its full extent, and it's almost just an add-on.
Really? I mean, Avatar was good. Like, Avatar was probably the best 3D that I've seen. And then 3D got really shit for a while, but I feel like it's getting a lot better, man. I've seen a lot more films that really make use of 3D well.
But based on what, though?
Well, I saw the Avengers in 3D, and that was fucking awesome in 3D.
That's post-production as well.
Yeah,
I
as
saw
well.
added in afterwards, so that's bizarre.
That's what I mean. Like, the post 3D stuff is getting a lot better now. Whereas before, it had to be shot in 3D to look good. So
the question is, if you line up a queue of people at the cinema and you gave them the option of 3D and 2D, most of them are going to say 2D right this minute. But if you said to them ticket prices are identical, you'd see the 3D.
Yep.
And that's the problem.
But because you're not getting a choice here, like, for all intents and purposes, it would be exactly the same, because they could say, all right, well, here's another SKU for the Xbox One, but it doesn't come with the Kinect, but it is the same price. I think people would just be like, well, I'll take the one with the Kinect then. Like,
well, that's what I'm doing with the Xbox, is I'm ignoring the idea that there could be another price for it without the Kinect. You just have to see that as being the console as it is. And there isn't gonna. You have to tell yourself there isn't going to be a bundle without the Kinect, because then it just won't. People will hold off and it won't get the sales.
But that's the thing. If there is ever an SKU, I mean, it's not going to be the same price as one with a Kinect. There's no two ways about that. That's just a shot in the foot for them. They're not going to turn around and say you could have an Xbox without Kinect, or you could pay the same price with it. Because either they're making a loss on the one with the Kinect, or the other one will just be too expensive.
Basically, their biggest problem is that they released Kinect this gen. Like, if they
it's always development.
Yeah, if they hadn't have released Kinect this gen, everyone wouldn't be seeing it as an add-on, and they'd be thinking, oh, okay, that's just a new feature that the Xbox One has, motion tracking and stuff. That's just part of the Xbox One. Whereas everyone's thinking, well, hang on, Kinect was an add-on before. Why is it mandatory now? Like, whereas they should be thinking, oh, cool. Like, it's a much more real. It's a much more. Fuck, I've lost my train of thought. Oh well, you get what I'm going.
An integrated, I know what you're saying there. I don't know. Personally, I feel a bit hard done by that. If you can turn off a Kinect, then why the hell would I even want it anyway? If I'd rather have the choice to be able to buy it or not. It's like having a second controller. I don't need one straight out of the box. It'd be nice, but I want to buy that at a later date. I don't want to have to be forced to pay the premium or not have anything at all.
Not at their prices, Jesus Christ.
Yeah. So that's basically what it is. They're saying, it is having a second controller forced upon you. And I probably won't.
I don't know. I think it's more like you're having part of the console forced upon you, and maybe taking away the Kinect would be like taking away something from the PS4. If we look at it that way, like, imagine the PS4 didn't have video recording, right? Oh, take away the video recording and you'll save 50 quid off the price of the console. Look at it that way and it doesn't look so bad.
Yeah, but until a week before the PlayStation 4 launched, it was going to have the camera with that, and they've taken that out to save the price. So you can see where it works. You can see, I mean, had they removed that after they announced the whole thing, we'd be laughing at them, but they did it before, and now they're a genius for their price point.
Yeah. But
sorry, what?
You're gonna see a trade-off. You're gonna see a trade-off.
Xbox One, so what was the Xbox One's price? Like in the UK?
£430. So it's £80 dearer.
But that's how much the PS4 camera costs, isn't it? It's like 60 quid, I think they're releasing it.
Yeah, it's going to be about $59.99. But and the current gen Kinect was £130. So it's a nice way up there. But I do want an Xbox One. It's just not the selling feature. If they both had the camera and they were both using that sort of function, I'd still be ignoring it. I'm in the PlayStation 4 for the exclusives and the idea that we can all play the same games together online, do it that way.
Yeah. I don't know. I think there's going to be a big difference that you'll notice between the quality of titles tailored for Kinect 2.0 and tailored for the PlayStation Eye. It's going to be the same situation we're in right now, where like games that say incorporate PlayStation Move aren't as good as games that say better with Kinect, purely because nobody owns a PlayStation Move. Like, literally nobody owns a PlayStation Move. So there's the trade-off, man. Like, you're going to see better content for Kinect 2.0 than you are for PlayStation like Move. That's just the way it's going to be, I think.
So the gamers that enjoy that sort of thing need to bloody speak up then and take their stance against it. Because at the moment, all I'm hearing are people who don't want these products moaning about them. You don't ever hear anything from the people who actually bloody want them in there. So if they are out there, they need to speak up.
Yeah, pretty much. Okay,
Defend
well,
your consoles, people.
let's stop bagging on Microsoft for a bit and start talking about some Sony-related business then.
What's that then?
I want to talk about... Well, I don't know anything about it, actually, so I want you to tell me about Last of Us original ending.
Oh, are we allowed to spoil stuff now, do you reckon?
I think we should maybe put a tag in about spoilers here, but for people that have finished Last of Us, or people that don't give a shit about spoilers, we're going to, I guess, talk about the ending of Last of Us. And if you don't want to hear that, there'll be a time tag in the description of where you should skip to miss it.
If we remember to put it in. Right.
If we remember, yeah.
We will.
There's my picture of Jiyoni done. Let me put that to one side so we can carry on. I've just Art Academy the picture of Jiyoni while we're on here. Right, okay. So Last of Us as it stands then. Talk to me about that ending. Because you've got the characters, you've got Joel.
I thought the ending was really strong, right? Everything from when you get to the medical facility changes in tone. Essentially, from the point where Joel wakes up, well, basically from the point where you get knocked unconscious, when he's sort of dragging his way along saying, "Oh, is she okay?" and stuff, and then you wake up in that hospital bed, there's almost like a role reversal where Joel was never a hero, right? But he goes from being the good guy to being the bad guy, and I think it's a genius ending because of that. But what do you guys think?
For me, it's perfect the way it was. I think they've got it right, but I don't know if that comes from being a father. Like, I don't know if that plays on it in some sense, because infinitely, when you are a husband or when you are a father, you protect your world, don't you? And if you lose the people close to you, then is there a world out there after that anyway? So that's probably his playoff on that. And I think that was what was important to me, is like everything inside this house is important, and without that, there isn't anything outside.
Because
you need both.
I've spoke to a couple of different people and got a few different takes on this. I was completely behind Joel at that point. From the moment he took the gun from that guard, because they didn't handle that well at all. They took him out at gunpoint and stuff, and like, you're never going to see her again and stuff. If they'd have explained it all, maybe he might have taken it differently, but they fucking basically were going to kill him. The only reason they didn't kill him is because that woman told him not to. And the moment he took the gun and like was saying like, you know, where is she and stuff, and started shooting him down until he said something, I was like, fucking good. Let's do the lot of them. Like, I was down for it, like ready for the killing. But what did you guys think?
Yeah, I thought it was done perfectly. I'm with you. Like, I was on Joel's side by at that point. I thought, yep, no, I need to get Ellie back. Fuck's sake, let's do this. And yeah, I thought it was a perfect ending. To be honest, I thought it couldn't have been better. It was so because, you know, there wasn't nothing spectacular that happened at the end. Like there wasn't a definite sort of ending. They've sort of left it kind of open, but. No. I just thought it was perfect.
It suited the tone of the game perfectly.
Yeah, exactly. It was well suited. Is Johnny back?
Yeah, he is. What was the what was the original ending supposed to be?
Okay, so the way they built Joel up and how he's some sort of gruff anti-hero like you're talking about, he's never meant to be the good guy outright. But when you look at the start of the game and how he was just miserable and wasn't up for doing the whole thing, they had the idea that Tess stayed alive.
Yeah.
But then she turns on Joel, and then she became the main villain of the game. That's
Really?
where they were really going with it. So Tess was going to be the main enemy, the end game. She was going to be there at the end. She was going to be the one.
I'm really glad that didn't happen.
But they decided that, you know, Joel needed motivation, and they were going to keep him as your main focal point. You know, he's too strong of a character to not focus on, and but he needed motivation, and killing off whatever she was to him.
I guess surrogate daughter at that point. She was. Well, wait, no, we're still talking about.
Tess.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah.
I thought Tess was a good character. It would have completely ruined her if they'd have like made her switch sides and become the big bad of the game. The game didn't need a big bad, really. Like at the end, there was no real villain. They were trying to save the human race. Joel became the villain for all intents and purposes. He chose his own selfish needs over the benefit of the rest of the planet. Essentially, he doomed the planet.
Yeah.
Like, we don't know there's anyone else that's immune like Ellie, but it felt justified at the time because you are with Joel in this. You've seen the connection that he's made with Ellie. You've seen how much he's grown to care for her. And you think in that position, I would probably do the same. I wouldn't want her to die. I would try and take her back, but it is a selfish thing to do. And in that, it's a perfect ending for that game where everybody is sort of selfish and desperate and stuff. It feels good, man. And I thought it was a perfect ending.
Yeah, so just glad they kept it the way they did.
Cool. Well, from one zombie-infested apocalypse wasteland to another, it seems Left 4 Dead 3 has been secretly announced or leaked or accidentally leaked, however you want to word it.
There was a bit of an eagle eye on a tour of the Valve studio who noted an email talking about Left 4 Dead 3. Like, not even like suggestions for Left 4 Dead 3 or anything, like literally outlining that this was already in existence and they were working on it.
I remember seeing the secret screenshot thing that said like L4D3 just dropped casually in a conversation. Like, yeah, this is what's going to happen in Alpha D3, even though they haven't announced it. Like, so it's definitely happening.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't. I don't think they've done anything since to deny it, have they? So it's.
Don't forget though, wasn't it that picture where there was Gabe and like behind him there was the bit like the was it Half-Life 3 image on his screen? Was that photoshopped or was that an actual image? He was just trolling everyone.
I think that was him trolling.
Could have been shoot.
See, I reckon this is them trolling again. They love trolling, man. Those guys at Valve.
No, they need to get round to making a third entry for a series, and I think Left 4 Dead is the easiest one to do it in.
They need to have DLC Walking Dead characters as well, rather than letting them do their own shitty first-person game. That'd be amazing.
If that didn't happen, to be honest.
I would love that. I would pay the extra just to have those as DLC characters.
Are we talking Walking Dead comic characters or Walking Dead game characters or TV show?
Do it from the comic, because then it's something a bit different to what we're used to.
That could easily happen as well. Like, Valve is fine with doing deals and stuff with people, so why not have Rick and Shane rolling around?
But Left 4 Dead's one of the best online experiences. I mean, not doing the 4v4 thing. I like the 4-player campaign mode.
I like both, to be honest.
Yeah, I struggled with the other. But maybe that's just me not being very good with online.
I have such a strange relationship with Left 4 Dead. When I first played the demo, I fucking hated it. I thought this game is shit, like the graphics are bad, what a sucky single-player experience. And then I bought it, like a few months later when everyone was enjoying it, and suddenly I got it, like I understood that game, and it was fucking awesome. I really loved it from then on. When you see it as a multiplayer experience only, like co-op and competitive, then it becomes good. That game is not for single player at all.
Yeah, because I played Left 4 Dead 2 mostly on my own, but it just didn't have the same effect. I needed the online experience. I needed a group of friends, putting it on the hardest difficulty, just doing the hospital bit at the end.
Yep, like holding out. Well, wait, we played that and we did the glitch, though, didn't we?
Well, sometimes, but we'd still try it without that. We'd still played properly. We were
I love
professional
how
at times.
They were patching certain areas as well progressively, because at the end of it was No Mercy, wasn't it, where you were in the hospital at the end?
Yeah.
We used to get under the stairs. There was like a small staircase. 2 of us would stand and 2 of us would crouch in front of them, and then we just spray our guns forwards so that nothing could get in, and that would be how we'd hold out. And then after a little while of doing that every time, we went back there and suddenly there was barrels blocking it. So
they put some step ladders under there and stuff.
Yeah, which was really cool because then it forced us to take different approaches. I wish more people would do that if they find really easily exploitable areas in their games. Patch it out, make people work around things. It makes it more enjoyable.
But that game is such a simple idea. it's just 5 chapters within a campaign, like loads of different campaigns, but it just keeps it straightforward, doesn't it? You're only going from point A to point B.
Yep.
But the idea of that being online and just upping the difficulty and just having a bit of fun with it, you don't care if you die. It's just, you're trying to sneak past a witch, and then some fucker's going to decide to set her off on purpose. It's all in the spirit of it.
Definitely, you get a really good sense of camaraderie from it as well, where you have to rely on your teammates because you can't run through alone. You have to run with your team. If you run off on your own, you're going to get taken out by a smoker or a hunter. Like that's going to happen.
Yeah.
And no other game, I think, maybe Payday actually is the closest, has met like that same level of camaraderie that you get from the multiplayer experience.
You say Payday as well. Payday 2's just come out in America this week, hasn't it? Yesterday.
It's out on
today.
Steam as well.
Yeah, so it's getting the console release over here next week. But it's getting good. It's getting good. Some good first impressions over there. Well, I enjoyed Payday 1. Yeah.
They've taken the ideas put forward in Payday 1 and just expanded upon it. So
Payday 1 was downloadable. You needed a full retail release for it, didn't you?
Well, there's a load of different modes and stuff in Payday 2, and by all accounts, it's a lot better. So that's definitely one to check out.
Definitely.
Sorry.
So yeah, let's see Left 4 Dead 3 then.
All right, well, moving on from speculated games, let's go back to next-gen speculation. Sony have confirmed that they can't guarantee any consoles put down for pre-orders from this point on. Basically, their initial allocation is full. So you might be able to get one on launch day if you pre-order now, but there's a good chance you won't. So with that in mind, and Xbox probably going the same way, it's going to come down to software pre-orders, I guess. So who do you think is going to do best in that regard?
I think if you look at exclusives then, for me, the best exclusive on PlayStation, I keep talking about it, will be Infamous Second Son. And that's my preferred, that's my choice. But I know that's not launch. So I'm thinking from the launch lineup then, exclusives of things like Killzone. Yep. Where are we going to see that standing? In a market that's going to be swamped with Call of Duty at the same time, how is that going to stand out? And
I
then,
don't think it's going to make much of a difference.
It won't impact it in a sense, will it? But essentially then, the stats show that in the moment, in the UK market, Killzone is the top pre-ordered game for next gen, like exclusively.
Wow. What does Microsoft have then that's exclusive when they first come out?
Well, they've got Dead Rising on launch, haven't they?
Right. Is that the one that they're going with?
They've got Forza on launch.
Forza, yeah.
They've got... Was Rise a launch title as well?
I believe Rise was supposed to be a launch title, yeah.
Yeah. And is Quantum Break launch?
They were playing it up like it was going to be a launch title, but I'm not sure.
I highly doubt it. They've hardly shown anything about it.
Should have done my research. But no, if you look at that then, for me then, the big titles at launch that are exclusive, I'm looking at Killzone versus Dead Rising. If it was solely based on those two alone, I'd want an Xbox One.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest Killzone fan. I prefer Dead Rising, but it's not just based on that. We've said it's based on other things, and there's a lot of factors in there. But I mean, what are you excited about software-wise for next gen?
Well, I'm actually really excited for Killzone myself. The only reason it's not a confirmed buy at launch for me is I feel I'm going to get more mileage out of playing Battlefield 4 with you guys, and I don't want 2 shooters as my first 2 games that I buy for the system. So I was going to buy Battlefield 4 and Watch Dogs as well. Those were going to be my first 2 games that I bought. But Killzone is definitely up there, and I will be picking it up. Like basically, the next batch of games that I buy after those 2 will include Killzone, I think.
I've lined up 5 games for launch then.
Cool. What's that then?
So I'm getting Watch Dogs.
Yep.
I'm getting Battlefield.
Yep.
I'm getting Knack.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah, one I can play in front of the little one. I'm getting FIFA. So I'm hoping Giyoni picks that up as well.
Well, we already spoke about him once, but Nate from Nate Gaming is going to get FIFA as well, and he's keen to play you online. So
yeah, let's do it. Can record it as well though. And then the 5th one, it's hanging on. It's got a pre-order. We'll see, but it's Assassin's Creed. So
cool. Assassin's Creed is up in the air for me. I'm really tempted because I've heard there's a big emphasis on the ship battles and stuff, and I'm kind of a sucker for pirate-themed things. I don't think there's enough pirate-themed.
Well, that's
things.
what's drawing me in, Ben, is all that pirate stuff and the ship
Yeah.
in the open sea. It looks a lot of fun. So
Pirate
kind
themed
of-
board games.
I'm holding out hope that it's not going to be too Assassin's Creedified, and it could be like a pirate Red Dead.
pretty much that's what I'm hoping for.
Yeah, if it turns out it is sort of like a pirate-themed Red Dead, then I'll be all over it. But if it is just like, well, it's still all about the Templars and the Assassins, and that's all it's about, and the Animus and stuff, I don't really care. Like, I probably won't buy it at that point. I'm holding out hope, though. Fingers crossed.
I'm going to wait for the reviews and then see what they say. But if it's mostly positive, I think I will pick it up because I do want to play it. It just looks fun to play. That's the main thing.
I'm doing it. Do you want some stats from the USA that I found?
Talk to me about your stats, Jamie.
Ghosts, then. Call of Duty Ghosts is arguably going to be one of the biggest sellers, maybe the biggest seller over Christmas.
It will be the biggest seller of the year. It always is.
And I thought I'd pull out some numbers. I could only find the American ones. I do apologise. But the American pre-order figures for Ghosts as it stands. Current gen, in America, there are 300,000 pre-orders.
Okay.
I think the split was just slightly towards Xbox still, but you'd expect that on this current gen.
Of course.
For next gen pre-orders, there are currently 110,000 pre-ordered.
For Ghost?
Yeah, and then PS4 are taking about 60% of those numbers. So PS4's ahead on next gen.
Wow. That's interesting.
Very interesting, because Call of Duty's fan base is predominantly on Xbox, isn't it?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You look at the current gen, and you can see that it is still influenced heavily by, you can see who's playing it and what console's serving it. But that's because they've had all these exclusivities, right? So they've kept it going. But then I wonder if the pre-orders start again from now, where they've had all these backtracks on the Xbox One, are the numbers a bit more skewed towards them?
Yeah, well, the information I'm taking from that is how many of those PS4 pre-orders are people that currently own a 360 and are now swapping to PS4 for their primary Call of Duty console?
And that's it, really, isn't it? You can see from that. Yeah. Interesting numbers.
It is interesting numbers. Gotta love those interesting numbers.
Yeah.
I love numbers.
Speaking of interesting numbers, yeah.
How about a £1 million special edition of a game?
$1 million, yeah.
$1 million special edition of a game.
Right. I thought they were taking the piss recently when I saw a game for £125,000, and it was one of those new. I think it was like Grid 2. Yeah, Grid 2, and it
still hasn't. Yeah, and it still hasn't sold. Just by the way, that's not sold yet.
What, the car?
No, yeah, that edition. There's only one. That Grid 2 special edition, and it still hasn't sold.
Yeah, and
So
there's
no
only
one's
one
bought it.
edition of this Saints Row, and that's still on sale as well.
So when you go to click on buy, it comes up with an email, and you have to email this address to sort of say that you're interested in buying it. Because I clicked buy just to see what it did.
Fuck.
Yeah, up comes this email.
What if it was
Send
like
us
you are now locked in?
So, do we want to talk? Do we want to talk about what's actually in this then?
Go on, Ben.
Yeah, go on.
What
List it
do
down.
you get for your $1 million, right? So, Saints Row 4, the Super Dangerous Wad Edition. You are getting Saints Row 4 Commander-in-Chief Edition. You'd be a bit pissed if you didn't get the game, to be honest. A full-size replica of the dubstep gun, probably with wub sound effects. Full day of spy training. So that's interesting.
Jamie.
It's not me.
Every time.
Ben, stop buying ice creams.
A trip to space with Virgin Galactic. So you get to go to space.
Sweet.
1 year's membership of E25 Supercar Club and a Lamborghini Gallardo to make it worthwhile. So you're getting a Lamborghini out of it. Plastic surgery of the purchaser's choice, so you can change your nose or something. A shopping spree with a personal shopper to create the ultimate Planet Saints capsule wardrobe. 7 nights for 2 at the Jefferson Hotel in Washington. A hostage rescue experience, so you get to be beaten up and put a bag over your head.
Mhm.
I wouldn't want to pay for that. A brand new Toyota Prius and insurance to give something back to the environment. So that's 2 cars so far.
No, I think the other one's a rental thing. The Lamborghini.
Really? It makes it sound as if they're giving you the car and a membership.
It says you get it, yeah.
Well, the membership is like a car club. And
Yeah,
I think
a car
it's like
club.
an exclusive club.
So you get to be a member of the club, and they're giving you the Lamborghini to make it
separate
worthwhile
line.
being a member.
Yeah,
No,
you get both.
You're
separate.
you're buying the Lamborghini.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
You gotta look at it.
7-night stay in a top royal suite at the Burj Al Arab with flights for 2. So you get to jet set around the world and have a supercar and a Prius for some reason. You get to go to space, you get to be a spy, you get to be a terrorist hostage thing, and you get a dubstep gun and Saints Row. Do we think that's worth $1 million?
No, you don't get the wobbly dildo sword.
Jim Sterling of Destructoid got that for free, and they're not even giving it to us for our £1 million. Let's be honest, if you asked for it with this $1 million deal, they'd give it you.
They'd give you one, yeah.
They would. They wouldn't
They're not
say,
gonna turn the
no,
fuck
that's
off, are
not
they?
part of the deal.
I guess I can't tell if this is just a big joke or if they think one person will put down the cash and get all this.
It's a marketing ploy. That's
Let's
what
be
it
honest.
is.
Yeah, obviously it's so everyone's talking about it.
If you
if
were planning on buying a Lamborghini Gallardo and a Prius and you wanted to go around the world, then why not get a Saints Row special edition?
What if this is the latest version of Curiosity and they just want to see how many times people click on that button?
It wouldn't be as impressive because you wouldn't get Peter Molyneux's ego at the end of it.
Unless they were doing something with him and the purple dildo in his face.
Now that I might pay $1 million to see.
The thing is, I think if you could afford $1 million for it all, why the fuck would you not bother? Why would you not go for it? It sounds like a pretty fun experience, to be honest.
This is clearly targeted at somebody who has a ridiculous amount of expendable income, where they could cast off $1 million as easy as someone else would cast off $100, basically.
I think they're aiming for Alan Sugar, aren't they?
Do you reckon he would do it? Could you imagine him buying Saints Row, though?
Can you imagine him getting plastic surgery?
He bloody well needs it.
I don't see who has the money to buy this kind of thing. Clearly aimed at sort of Hollywood or some sort of rich oil fiend or something.
Well, isn't this only in the UK? Surprisingly,
there's just one copy exclusive to the game website in the UK.
Yeah, so I don't, and it's with dollars. Do you reckon?
Game can't afford that. How have they got exclusivity?
Yeah,
they just went bankrupt. How did that happen?
It's a different company now. You can convert it though, and they're saying it's £645,000. Yeah, because that sounds better. Yeah,
£645,000 for a Lamborghini Gallardo, a trip to space, and 2 really nice holidays. Basically, we're not going to include the Prius because fuck the Prius, and the rest of the nonsense. That's not good. How much is a Lamborghini Gallardo? 200 grand, maybe.
Yeah, about 150, 200, something.
Yeah,
like
that's
a trip to space though. I thought they were about £1 million anyway.
Yeah. Let's put it in perspective though. You know that a trip to space is literally just flying above the atmosphere, right? It's not like you get to go to space and enjoy being weightless and stuff. You're going to fly up there and fly back down.
You'll literally just go out and then come back in.
Yeah.
If that's Virgin, does that mean it's like Richard Branson's going to show up in the game somewhere?
Do you reckon Richard Branson would just be in the plane with you? I'd do it if he was in the plane with me. Do you reckon? I wonder, because they've confirmed a few things for Saints Row 4. The best one of which is when you're president, your aide is Keith David, which is just fucking amazing. Like, that made me want to buy it even more. Do you not know Keith David?
No.
Keith David, you will recognise as the voice of Anderson from Mass Effect. He also had an amazing fight scene in They Live with, was it Roddy Piper? That went on for like 10 minutes. Do you guys not know who... I can't believe you don't know Keith David.
I don't wank over Mass Effect daily.
Yeah,
it's not even... It's Keith David. Oh my god.
Oh,
now
yeah,
Keith Chegwin,
yeah,
I'd be listening. Yeah.
This fucking podcast is going to have a picture of Keith David as the background now. Fuck you guys.
Why, you going to upload your wipe clean edition?
So staying on Saints Row, but also looking at Grand Theft Auto. I've been watching a lot of mods for Grand Theft Auto 4, but they've already put the Wob Wob dubstep gun in there. Before this game's even out, they've been using the dubstep gun. I thought that was quite an interesting little bit.
So them's the breaks on PC, man. If you're playing your games on PC, there's a good chance anything, like the sky is the limit, basically, with mods. It's just
Excellent, though.
one of the bonuses.
Yeah.
There's been some great ones. The guys on Machinima do them all the time, don't they? They do the they played through with the Back to the Future mods on. They did the Harry Potter one. No, they're good.
I see they did one with Lee Everett from The Walking Dead as well. That was kind of cool.
I'll
Like
have to have a look for it.
just his character bowling through in Grand Theft Auto 4.
I'll have a look for it.
Cool. Okay. We've had a comment, Johnny. A
Holy
comment
crap! No
from
way.
Friend of the show, Chris Hambridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
It's one of James' friends. Wants to know if if you've got any plans to continue the Borderlands 2 playthrough.
Yeah, I think I'm starting a couple of episodes, and if we can get the guys together, you, Nicholas, and Tom, we can carry on with it. I'd definitely, like to. So.
Well, I was already thinking that we should continue it, but now that there's
Sweet.
outside interest in us continuing it, I'm
Now, so-
glad to do it.
Yeah, exactly. Now that I know someone's actually watching it, let's jump back on. So yes, just
What you have to
give me
remember,
some
Ben,
time.
is that we play video games.
Oh, okay. I see where this is going.
Yeah. Do you want to talk to the people about that, Ben? You
Huh?
fucking traitor.
What? It's not being a traitor. It's just casually playing some games with a friend. I'm
For-
not
for those
leaving
who
you
don't know-
guys.
He's
For
been
those
sleeping
who don't-
around on other people's channels.
Yeah, the reason why our videos or our podcast is never up on time is because Ben is doing other things, which is
Look,
detrimental to
Doing
our own
other
thing.
people.
that no,
Yeah.
the stuff that I did on that channel was just for fun, man, with a friend. This channel is my focus channel. This is my channel, so I'm not going anywhere. I'm sticking on this channel. Don't worry, it's all
You
good.
say,
You
yeah.
updated the stuff first.
You guys just have to take my word for it.
You do realise
I
we're
heard
recording
you're
this.
so good.
Yesterday, the podcast we did the other day has been uploaded like less than 24 hours before us recording this one.
Well, when this goes up towards the end of the week, now everyone's gonna know, Jenny. Thank you. Oh,
Stop sleeping around, you whore.
Yeah. Do your job, editor in chief.
but I edit as best I can. I'm just sucky at it, and plus I was playing a lot of Tales of Exilia. I didn't have time. All right. Fuck you guys.
Ben, what we're trying to say is we've had a meeting and
What one of you guys wants to edit instead? Because you can totally.
No.
Nope.
Oh, it's your
Just do your
job.
job better.
Right. To be honest, we don't have a set deadline for when these podcasts go up. They just come out once a week. They're not like they come out every Wednesday or whatever. If we had a set deadline, I'd stay to it. But
You mean if you were punctual enough?
yeah,
at
pretty
doing
much.
it. Like, could you not edit it when we finish?
I could. It does take a couple of hours though. It is a bit of a time investment.
You have to take into account how many times Jiyoni drops out.
There is that. I want to shut up now.
Oh,
How
dear.
far off script are we right now?
We're done. We're saying our goodbyes now.
We are. That is the end of the show, people.
Just finishing up my drawing of Jiyoni, and then I'm done.
Cool.
How come you're drawing me?
Because why wouldn't he draw you?
I get a bit worried.
All my
I,
drawings are of you, Jenny. So.
All right. Well, as an ending thing, then I'd say look out on the channel for a Dragon Age playthrough starring Janny. Well, me playing a character that I've made to look like Janny, coming soon. That should be fun. And if you want to get in contact with us, you can follow us on Twitter at gsc_games. If you want to get in contact with any of us individually, our Twitter tags will be in the description. And thanks for listening to our bollocks again for another week.
Yeah.
All right, well, thanks to you guys for joining me.
Thank you.
All right, man.
Cool.
Thank
We'll
you.
do it. Next week is the Reading edition. We'll be like doing it just before we go to Reading Festival.
So everyone will be
Really
hyped
hyped.
up and in possession of a lot of beer that they're going to take with them. Should be fun. Cool.
No, because I'm driving.
All right. Well, thanks to everyone for listening, and we'll see them next week.
Good stuff.
Bye.
Bye.